Hello, everyone, and welcome back here to another sharing session where we sit down with our vendors, trying to appreciate the process they go through to get us the products that you see on the platform. Today, we have Miss Sylvia Gala of On Products Limited. Welcome, Miss Sylvia.
Thank you.
So, Miss Sylvia, please tell us how you started the journey of On Products Limited. How the products, the story. Just tell us about the story, how you started, because we see very many products here with us, and we're really excited to get to know.
Thank you for coming and for having me join your session of vendor sharing. My name is Sylvia, like he has said. Our company is called On Products Limited. We started way back in 2003. Actually, we started before that, but our company was registered in December 2003 on my birthday, 18th December 2003.
A week before Christmas.
Okay. So that's when it was registered. So that's where we count from. But initially, I started with my husband. It's called Charles Gala. He was being employed, but he wanted more. He wanted to do business because he knew or thought that business is where he could get more money. So he went to Chamber of Commerce and asked for business, asked for opportunities, what could be the what people wanted, because he had that niche of export. So when he went to Chamber of Commerce, he was told that there is this Italian guy who wants horn tips. So he said, horn tips, okay, maybe I can start from there. So he went into the field, and that's where he found that cow horns by then were not being used.
So he started with just the tip,
just the horn tips.
Just the horn tips.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So that's where he started from, with just the horn tips, and they would get horns, cut off the tips, and then because they had asked for tons, they asked for tons, quantities. So they wanted a 20-feet container. So he had to get a loan, and that's where he started from. Actually, he was able to export that first container, though, of course, because he was just learning.
It was, I know, the
so, but he ended up supplying that first order, and that's where he started from. So we started with the horn tips, and then eventually, when we cut off the horn tips, and he was like, we should have something out of this other part of the horn. So this is the horn tip. So he
wanted just this.
Exactly, just that, and then this remaining part.
There's nothing to do with it.
By then,
Because
right now this remaining part is where we get the cups, is where we get the plates, is where all this is got from this remaining part. Divided, opened up, and then we use the pressers and the molds to make the balls, to make all the different shapes that you can see over here.
We'll be showing you that after we go to the factory. So we decided we need something
as I told you, yes, we started from the horn tips. Then from that, we ventured into the other craft, what we call the craft section. Yeah, that is where we have the balls, the cups, all the small things that you see, the napkin rings, the bangles, they are all made from this other part. Yeah.
Wow. So I see an assortment of products. There are so many products. There's wine, the holder, there's cups, there is different things. Where does the inspiration for the different products come from? Because there are different products. There is salad spoons. Yeah. There is shot glasses. I've seen shot glasses. Different inspiration. Where does that come from?
Well, most of these ideas or products come from our customers. Like I showed you with the salad servers, the customer would come with a wooden salad server and say, can you make this for me in wood? I mean in horn. So most of the products we have here actually were brought in as they were custom made. They were brought in by our customers who had different ideas, who are creative, who have shops and who have like shops in wood and all that, and then they wanted to add in something unique and different.
And the horn is
And
the
they
best
got
and the
it in
unique
horn,
one.
yeah. So that's where most of the craft bit.
Mm.
And then we also have the button section. We make button blanks, even finished buttons, but because of the machine, we are limited by machines. So we are not doing that on a large scale for the finished buttons, but we do button blanks.
What are button blanks exactly?
Something like this. It's
Oh,
blank.
yes, I
So
understand
it's a
it.
button that is cut. It is just in a round shape, but it's not finished. So it's blank. So we ship them like this, mainly to Italy. There are companies in Italy that are doing the suits, those executive suits, because they go onto those executive suits. So we send them button blanks because they have the machines that drill. Because we do these things by hand. So if we do them ourselves by hand, that you find that one hole is here, another hole is this way. So we do only the unfinished blanks.
So that they themselves do
They
with the
finish.
machines.
Exactly.
Just
So we
provide the
have
raw
that
material.
section of the button blanks, then the craft section, then we have the tips. Those ones. For some, we use them to make finished products like the bottle openers. Say this one is from the Honti.
From the horn tip.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the heartbeat of the horn, because the rest is a hollow thing. Then this is the heartbeat, as you can see. So with this we make the Italians usually make brushes. These are brush handles, knife handles. They use them as knife handles. Yes. Yeah. So those ones we still export the horn tips. We do the button blanks. That is another line, and then the crafts. Yeah, but mainly the crafts.
What do you mostly export? What do you export and to where? What do you mostly export and to where?
We are exporting all over, but like I said, its craft section is the biggest. That's where we get more revenue, because we do that. We export that to the US, we export to the UK, we export to Dubai. Well, anyway, we are going for, because right now there is an ongoing Japan Expo that is ongoing. We've not been able to go there, but we wanted to. But anyway, we can access and we're able to go for expos, for trade fairs. Yeah, we do go there. Yes. So we have also horn plates. They are semi-finished. They are horn plates, not trays. They are horn plates. They are raw, semi-finished. Those ones usually we export them mostly to Germany. They make eyeglasses frames.
Oh, they make the frames, eh?
Yes.
No wonder we see those ones with frames.
Exactly.
So next time I
The
buy a frame
executive one.
with frames, I know.
Yeah, so mostly those that we export to Germany, to Italy, to Vietnam, and then to
Where there's a need
UK and the US. So far, that's where we have the markets.
What are the main challenges you have faced? Because I'm pretty sure you have the story. You have this story. Challenges and problems you've faced along the way.
There are many now, like the one I first explained. Like you get people, you train them, and then they leave the company, and then you have a gap.
What exactly happened with that training? That's something that really caught my attention. So,
what happened with that training? I don't know. Well, we got, but the white people wanted something more. Usually now, like if you look at
what?
But when they see this, so they're like, can't you add something? So they brought in this brass. Like I told you, the white people have been giving us ideas that help us become better.
Basically, add more value. Yet you're adding more value. They want you to add more value.
Yes. So that's where we have that extension, that expansion, and all that.
So they come in and they have dyeing. They wanted you to dye and add different things.
That's where they came in. Because of that, by then we're in touch with Export Promotion Board. So they had some people came in and they were buyers. They call them buyers, buyer missions. So when those buyers came in, they had these other ideas, great ideas, creative ideas. So they're the people who saw our products and then say that I think we need to add something. We need to add value to this. It's good, yes, but we need to expand it to the European market, and this is what we want. So they brought in those
different
expatriates
things.
to help us make our products more appealing, more creative, more better. So that's how they came in, and then they trained three of our staff. But even on the machines, we train people, and then after they leave and go and join other small workshops. So at times when we have bigger orders, because like when the US people give you orders, it's like in thousands. They give you an order of 2,000 pieces, and they want them delivered in like maybe 2 weeks or a month. So if the workers are few, that is a problem. So we've been having that where we train people and then they leave. Yeah, and then currently most challenging is um, Chinese, because they are buying the raw horns and they are buying them in quantities. So that is our main competitor. They come and they go. Before they were buying from us when they had just come.
They didn't know the market.
They didn't know. Now they know. They go up to the villages. You find actually the Chinese are everywhere. They are into supermarkets. They have entered everything. Now even the cow horn, they have entered and they have gone up to the villages. So they know where the horns are, the abattoirs are. They know all the abattoirs around. So
and they buy in bulk.
Then they buy in bulk and they are buying in dollars. So that's where our challenge is. Before we were getting the material cheaply, but now the material is up. It has gone up. It's quite expensive. So you find that the end product is also becoming more expensive because of that. Because of that competition. And of course, there are other challenges. Like there was a period we would have electricity like 2 days in a week. That was a major challenge. With no, that was umeme by then. But when you're working, because 90% or 80%, 90 to 80% of our products is export. Of our revenue, it's export. Locally, we sell to few shops, and they are still like Bazungu shops. Our products are more appreciated by the whites.
By foreigners, not by Africans. That's a problem I've seen with our products. People appreciate more of the Western.
Probably we also need something different. This is what we've grown up seeing, so we need something different. And then they've also grown up seeing the glass, so they need something different. So they come to us.
No, actually, I think
I don't know.
For us, I think it's just that we just don't appreciate the value. We just don't really appreciate. We don't. Yeah, actually, we need something different. You're very right. You're very, very, very right.
So that is also another
another challenge.
So
but this is very encouraging. You've answered my next question: which people do you sell to in Uganda? Because you say most of the people you sell to are foreigners.
Foreigners, yeah.
I'm sure you have something to you. Like we're definitely going to take people around and show them the workshop and the products that we have. Okay. But is there anything that because people would want to hear how you overcame the struggles, the challenges? What advice can you give someone out there who's starting out? Because I know you've told us about the raw materials, the problems you face, but you're sitting here today. So how will you?
Well, actually, we are here today because we had to, hang in. Some people, when competition comes, they're like, but what we did is that we had to find, like when the Chinese came, they are buying all the horns, but good enough we were adding value. So the people who are buying the horns as their last, that of course they were out. But because for us we were adding value, we're not buying just the horns to sell as they are. We're adding value, so that one helped us to stay. Because when horn comes in, the Chinese pick the quality horn. And again,
there's quality and there's not quality horn.
There's horn, yes. There's horn, there is young horn. When horn comes in, we do a selection. There is mature horn and then there is young horn. The mature horn is where you get the thickness of the horn is big. This thickness and all that. Now where the thickness is small is where you see those earrings.
Yes.
So that is small. the earrings, the thickness is small. That is the young horn. It has a thickness that is small. So we use that one to, to make the earrings, to make the necklaces, to make those small things, the key holders, So we added value to that, at least to stay in the market. But on the other hand, we went to the villages. There are places where they kill 1, 2, 3 cows. But because these people want bulk, so they cannot go everywhere in Uganda. So they only go to the abattoirs. So that we managed to stay in and like collecting horns from those those small, yeah. And then electricity, we had to buy a generator to help us. By then, a big generator to help us. We had gotten a big order. So with that, we managed to have half loan and then half paid, and then so that we'll be able to work on that order, because it meant a lot for us to carry on. The white people, you cannot tell them that we have no electricity today. The whole week we didn't have. They don't know those things. They don't. So we had to find a way, and somehow, they were helping because they were paying us upfront 50%. That one has also helped us a lot to stay in business, and we make it like you give us down payment 50% for every order, and then we're able to process. And then we've also been faithful when we are given orders. You fulfill the orders, so the customers have learned to trust us for all these years, and we've never had any problems. Where do you get the horn? There are different areas I've had, all over. From all over Uganda. There's no specific area you say that I'm going to Ginger. If Adam comes with 2 horns, we buy them. See, that is Emma says, yeah, he can get you. He goes to the village Christmas, he comes back with a sack, we buy it. That's why I told you before, we were going. But now they find everyone. Yes. So even your neighbors can just be like, oh, I think I've gone to the village, I bought you a sack. Yes, you buy that one. You buy, you put there, you buy, you put there. So that's how because before we had the abattoirs, this abattoirs was Kalere, Wangurukuku, the city abattoir, then Entebbe, all those. But now it's the Chinese in those ones. So you can't even compete with them in your own space. We leave them to that, and then we go to Kasese, to Masaka, we go to, and then we buy from there, even we sell to them. What we cannot use, we sell to them. The Chinese. Because, we cannot use everything. So that's where we've managed to survive. Yeah. All right. I have appreciated some of the products. Would you mind just showing us a few more of the products that people see, and then we can maybe see the factory after? Okay.